Hi, welcome to the tutorial on preparing to distribute expenses, revenue, and overhead to the partners. The objectives of this tutorial are to understand the process of preparing the joint venture transactions for distribution to the partners, load the transactions for joint ventures into the system and assign DOIs to the transactions, and review and revise the joint venture account ledger records. To operate a joint venture, you enter financial transactions using standard JD Edwards processes, such as accounts payable, accounts receivable, purchasing, project costing, real estate management, grower management, blend management, and other JD Edwards modules. The modules generate records for the transactions in the account ledger table FO911. Then, you bring this account ledger transactions into the joint venture management system and prepare them to be distributed among the partners of the joint ventures using the appropriate division of interest or the DOI. To load the transactions into the joint venture management system and to assign DOIs to the transactions, you run the Load Joint Venture Account Ledger program, RO9J400. Before you run the program, set up the processing options for the program. The Select tab includes processing options that you can set up to load the transactions for a specific ledger type, load transactions based on GL date or service tax date. If you select to use the service tax date, also specify the date range that the system should use to select the transaction records. Load the transactions for a specific fiscal year and period, and load the transactions for the specified period or include all the year-to-date transactions up through that period. The Process tab includes a processing option that you can set up to automatically assign DOIs or direct billed entities to the records when they are loaded into the joint venture account ledger. If you leave this processing option blank, the DOIs will not be assigned automatically. You can assign them later by running the Assign DOI or Direct Bill to JV Account Ledger program, RO9J401. In the data selection form for the program, specify the joint ventures for which you want to process account ledger transactions. Now you're ready to run the RO9J400 program. The program copies the transactions from the account ledger table FO911 for the selected joint ventures into the joint venture account ledger table FO9J11 for the specified period and year. The RO9J400 process copies only those transactions that are designated as distributable accounts for the joint venture. When the RO9J400 completes processing, the system generates a report listing all the joint ventures that were included in the process and also any errors that occurred during processing. If you have not set up the RO9J400 program to automatically assign DOIs to the joint venture transactions, you must run the RO9J401 program. The program uses the DOI assignment rules to assign the appropriate DOI or the direct bill partner to each transaction record in the FO9J11 table. After the DOIs or direct billed partners are assigned to the transactions, you can review and, if necessary, revise the records in the FO9J11 table using the Joint Venture Account Ledger Revisions Program, PO9J11. Access the PO9J11 program. On the Joint Venture Account Ledger Revisions form, review the Joint Venture Account Ledger records. Verify the DOIs or the direct bill partners that are assigned to the records. You can override the DOIs or the direct bill partners that were assigned. When records are created in the FO9J11 table, they are automatically assigned the status available to process. You can manually update this status if necessary. You can also update multiple records at the same time using the Update Selected or the Update All options. You are also able to delete records that are not at the process complete status. After you delete the records from the F09J11 table, you can add them back to the table the next time you run the RO9J400 program. To learn more about how to prepare transactions to distribute to the partners, visit the set of task-based tutorials, Preparing to Distribute Expenses, Revenue, and Overhead in the Learning Path, Creating and Managing Joint Ventures in JD Edwards EnterpriseOne. You can access the learning path from learnjde.com. Thanks for watching.